On the last one, we wrecked Godrick the Grafted, and I wanted to start here.
Pathetic excuse for a lord you were. Craven to the bone. Pushing me about like that. And after all that grafting, where did that get you? Look down on me, would ya? Godrick, you filthy slug. Feel it. Feel it. Feel my bloody wrath.
Yeah, this is why I wanted to start here.
Oh. Hello there. This weasel was... Godrick was always looking down on me. He got what he bloody deserved thanks to you. I tell you though, what goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance, and met the ugliest of ends, eh?
And he'll sell us some stuff, which, after all of that, it's like, wow, it's a thing. I don't know if there's any point to buying any of the stuff he has. I mean, I'm kind of just like, I don't think we really need any of it. The silver pickled fowl foot, maybe, but anyway, I just thought it would be fun to start here so we could see him stomping the remains of Godrick into the ground. And he'll, as far as I know, basically just stomp his head and keep doing that for a long time. I am kind of curious. I can't remember the dude's name. Gatekeeper Ghoststock, that's his name. I am kind of curious if he'll move on at some point from this location, but for now, I think we have a bunch of people that I want to talk to and do a little bit of storyline cleanup, so let's get that rolling. So next on the list is Vare.
Oh, well done. Well done indeed. You bested Godrick the Grafted and claimed a great rune. My congratulations. Now, visit the Round Table Hold for an audience with the two fingers in the inner chamber. Go to the Round Table for an audience with the...
Okay, so next on the list, we'll come to the Round Table Hold, and before we go too far, there's a couple of things. I just want to kind of make sure we don't have any...
You appear to be well then.
Any new stuff here. Oh, we can give him the prayer book. This was the God one. Godskin prayer book. There you go.
That is a work of heresy. Its incantations bear no lineage from the Erd Tree. Very well. I'll take it off your hands.
I like how this guy's constantly complaining about stuff being heresy, and yet he's still like, but I'll teach it to you anyway. So the spells that were in that book are these two right here, Black Flame and Black Flame Blade. I haven't messed with Black Flame Blade much, but I have used Black Flame to great effect on my other character. Very, very pleased. Okay, you don't have anything new with this guy.
Be sure to tell me if she's a servant to my...
Yep, you don't have anything new.
Honestly.
And then we should, I think, have someone new up here. So you remember Roger.
Ah, we meet again after all. I apologize for any offense given by my bearing, but I'm quite unable to move, you see. So, what do you need?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on here. It's like he's got a blanket with a bunch of protrusions, like thorns or something coming out. Like, what happened to him? And then the whole thing under the castle, like, what happened? I guess let's just kind of start going down the list.
Ah, you defeated Godrick and claimed yourself a great rune. Looks like we both got what we wanted out of Stormvale, didn't we? Well done, friend. Something to mark the occasion. Go on, take it.
Well, a +8 weapon. Thank you, sir.
As you might have guessed, I still can't move. My fighting days are behind me. No need to be polite. I've no use for it anymore.
The thing that's kind of interesting about him to me is he's still very young. Like, you look at him, he doesn't have the countenance of some of the characters where they clearly have been around for some time. He looks very young, and yet his fighting days are behind him because of whatever is going on. Let's ask about that because I need to know.
The misshapen corpse on the Stormvale. That is a sacred relic of the Black Knives plot, as that famed night of assassination is known. It happened during the golden age of the Erd Tree, long before the shattering of the Elden Ring. Someone stole a fragment of the Rune of Death from Malekith, the Black Blade, and on a bitter night, murdered Godwyn the Golden. That was the first recorded death of a demigod in all history, and it became the catalyst. Soon, the Elden Ring was smashed, and thus sprang forth the war known as the Shattering. I once wished to become a scholar, you see. I've spent many an hour scouring the archives for knowledge of that fateful plot. The world has grown crooked, and if you intend to put it to rights, you'd better understand what happened to make it this way. And that thing is to blame for the shape I'm in now. I urge the utmost caution. Don't disturb the corpse more than necessary.
So what did he do to disturb that thing and have it... I mean, we saw him get, like, raised into the air. How did that even happen? And then that thing is a relic from the Night of Black Blades. That goes back to the very original episode and basically the opening story to the game. That's crazy.
Ah, so you've met Dee. Dee is an old friend. We found ourselves journeying together for a time, bound by our exploration of death. But our paths have since diverged, never again to cross. Though that's hardly an uncommon fate for two friends.
That's kind of sad.
Dee was telling me that he discovered the mark of the centipede. The centipede is an ancient symbol of the curse mark. As long as whoever finds and uses it is not nefarious by nature, then we may be able to form an alliance. If only I could speak to them in person. And if they were like you, all the better.
I think some of those things just are probably not going to happen right now, sadly. You know, the other thing that's going on here is he's got, like, all these flies everywhere. Like, I mean, I guess there could be multiple reasons for that, but I'm not sure how I'm supposed to read that. I mean, he still has all these protrusions everywhere. That one is so good, so strong, it pokes through the bench, goes through the leg of it. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of sadness balled up right here. It's a lot of bad. Let's go talk with Dee now that we've spoken with Roger and see if Dee has anything else to add.
Did you need something else?
Yeah, I thought you might have something to say.
Are you acquainted with a man named Roger? You know, the piteous fellow hiding away on the balcony. He was a formidable spellblade in times past. Don't let his easy air deceive you. He was wise beyond his years, stout of heart and clear of mind. No more, though. You see him now, ravaged by thorns, muttering and rambling, like he's half dead already. I can't stomach to watch. Take well the lesson, friend. That's how you end up when seduced by those who live in death. When grace is sullied, it rots people from the inside. Breaks them.
So that's an interesting piece of information there. So I think what we're supposed to understand from that is this corpse thing that got Roger is one of those who live in death. It's some sort of undead thing, which is interesting because it sure didn't look undead, but I don't know, he did mention the whole, fragment of the Rune of Death and all that, so maybe that thing is imbued with that somehow, and because of that he's been inflicted with this sort of death root, maybe death rot, I guess? I don't even know. Let's go this way, because we haven't been over here yet. And this door, which had once been closed, is now open. And, good grief. Just steel yourselves. I mean, look at that. That is uncomfortable to look upon. Just straight up. Very uncomfortable to look upon. Hi, kitty.
Are you that new Tarnished? You've done well. I am Enya, the Finger Reader. I interpret the words of the fingers, envoys to the greater will. Look there. The fingers tremble to welcome you, Shardbearer. Let their wisdom wash over you.
Great Elden Ring, root of the Golden Order, anchor of all lands, giver of grace, wellspring of all joy. Until it was shattered, the tragic corruption of the Order has taken its toll. Across the realm, life lies in ruin, fallen to pieces. Foul curses and misery spread, unabating. But the greater will has not abandoned the realm, nor the life that inhabits it. So it is that the Tarnished are guided by grace, called to act. Brave Tarnished, your great rune is a handsome shard of the Elden Ring. Seek another of its kind to become Elden Lord and restore the Golden Order.
Let the words of the fingers guide you.
Well, okay then. I don't know how I feel about any of this.
Well, I see. A remembrance of gold has found its way into your possession. Demigods and even the creator of the champions are hewn by the Earth Tree upon their end into remembrances. They are valuable indeed. These remembrances yet house the power of their former masters. And should you wish to wield that same power, well, I will lend you the strength of the fingers. Do not recoil from my offer. The fingers guide us all. And you, Tarnished, you are here to take, are you not?
So where do we start? Let's start with asking about the Great Runes before we get into this madness.
Great runes are the stuff of demigods, the children of the goddess, Queen Marika, she who is vessel of the Elden Ring. Tainted by the strength of their runes, her children warred, but none could become Elden Lord. And so grace was extended to your kind, the Tarnished. Listen, the fingers speak.
The greater will has long renounced the demigods. Tarnished, show no mercy. Have their heads. Take all they have left.
Indeed. But remember one thing. The demigods are each and all the direct offspring of Queen Marika. Godrick the Grafted was but a distant relation, the runt of the litter. His divine blood sorely diluted.
So basically, Godrick, pushover compared to the others.
Great runes are the stuff of demigods, the children of the goddess, Queen Marika, she who is vessel of the Elden Ring, tainted by the strength and so grace.
The great Tarnished.
Indeed, the demigod Godrick the Runt.
It's interesting, I think in most conversations you can't ask about something over and over again, but in this one you can, so. With the power of remembrance menu, which is a weird way to phrase things, you can draw the power out of a remembrance's namesake. Each remembrance can provide one power. Once that power is claimed, the remembrance will be lost. I don't think we actually looked at the remembrance of the grafted, so let's do that first. Remembrance of Godrick the Grafted hewn into the Erd Tree. The power of its namesake can be unlocked by the finger reader. Alternatively, it can be used to gain a great bounty of runes. A feeble man sought power through the grotesque act of grafting. One day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold. So we can get a couple of items from this, and basically we have the Axe of Godrick, which has the unique skill of I command thee kneel. Repeatedly smash the Axe of Godrick into the ground, unleashing 2 earth-shaking shockwaves. Follow up with an additional input to produce a 3rd shockwave, and that's the great axe wielded by Godrick the Grafted. His golden battle axe is emblazoned with the figure of a beast, representing the strength of Godfrey, first Elden Lord and Patriarch of the golden lineage. I command thee kneel, for I am the Lord of all that is golden. And such and so forth. Or we can get the Grafted Dragon. Ooh, this one's interesting. The embodiment of the power that still remained in the dragon's head that was grafted to Godrick's left arm. Remember, we just stopped and let him do that in the middle of a fight. It was great. The wielder's arm will take the form of a small dragon sprouting sharp dragon fangs at the fist. This weapon cannot be two-handed, but has the unique skill of bear witness. Grant the small dragon a fleeting glimpse of life and thrust it skyward, spewing flames over a wide frontward area. Honestly, I don't think I want either of these because you look at them, strength and faith are needed for that one, and strength for that one. I mean, it's strength and dex. We have enough dex, but lots of strength. So I'm just going to sit on that for the time being.
Go forth. Let the words of the fingers guide you.
And maybe we'll use the remembrance to just get some runes or something. I don't know. I'm not really feeling anything necessarily. Either of those weapons. If we were doing a different kind of character, maybe. And I suppose we can always just sit on them later, and if we ever get the chance to respec, we could maybe do something then. Okay, so let's go do some more talking. We have Nepheli here, who we ran into in Stormvale.
You again. I thought you'd receive a summons to the round table. Nepheli Lu, we met at Stormvale. I'm glad to see you here. I have something for you. I found it in Godrick's grafting grounds. You were the one to defeat him, I would hazard.
Yep.
Make good use of it. I don't intend to make a habit of scavenging corpses.
Okay, we'll take that.
Ah, yes. I wonder if you've met my foster father. He's in his study. The room Encher's guarding just over there. If you haven't already, I advise you introduce yourself. Father is leader of the round table. I'm sure talking to him will be worth your while.
Okay, so that's your father, huh?
It's about time I headed off. I'll see you again, warrior, should the fates deign it.
Okay, well, good talking to you again. Let's see what the charm is that we got. An iron charm that resembles a massive weaponry boosts maximum equipment load. Talisman was derived from an unusual greatsword once wielded by a hero hungry for vengeance. Interesting. There's a lot that can be tied up in that, I think. So if we were to wear that, we get an extra 11-ish, 10.3 if we're going to be technical, in equipment load, which we don't need right now, but that is interesting. Maybe in the future that would be useful, but not right now. Just looking at what this guy has, he has like a hand, like an arm and a hand like attached to his waist. Encha is a very interesting thing. So, let's do our last talking for a little while, at least, I hope.
You've received the wisdom of the two fingers, have you not? Then, just as promised, I bid you welcome. As a true member of the Round Table, I am known as Gideon Ofnir. As a Tarnished who wishes to stand before the Elden Ring and become Elden Lord, I am accumulating knowledge. To be all-knowing. You now belong to a select group of fellows. As such, I ask that you remain constant.
Okay.
You'll be after more great runes now, eh? Then as your fellow, allow me to divulge a little knowledge. The inheritors of the great runes, the shard bearers. We of the Round Table know the location of 5 of them, including the one you defeated. Godrick the Grafted, Lord of Stormvale. General Radahn, who fought Melania and her rot to a standstill in the Caelid Wilds. Praetor Rykard, Lord of the Volcano Manor of Mount Gelmir. Morgoth the Grace-Given, Veiled Monarch and Lord of Leyndell. And Renala, Queen of the Full Moon, ruler of Rhea Lucaria's Academy. You'll still be after more great runes, won't you?
You know it, buddy. Let's ask about your daughter first.
I understand you've been speaking to Nepheli. She's my daughter. I took her in when she lost the guidance of grace. Though a mere axe-wielding barbarian, her youthful credulity suited my purposes. So I put her to work. Do not hesitate to employ her. Should her services benefit you, despite her looks, she is more than capable in the press of battle.
Well, okay. We're going to ask about Renala just because it'll make sense.
The Academy of Rhea Lucaria lies to Limgrave's north, towering over the mist-laden lands of Liurnia. Renala is queen of the Carian royals, who govern the Academy. But Renala herself is no demigod. Her beloved Radagon left her to become Queen Marika's second husband, taking the title of King Consort. The Great Rune dwells within the amber egg that was Radagon's gift to her.
Okay, we're going to leave that one right there for now because I don't want to go through his bajillion-and-one conversations. We'll do them maybe a little more focused as we are getting to each of those points. The last thing I want to try here is probably something I'm going to regret, so let me maybe spend some runes first. We're going to go get ourselves in a fight in just a moment, but we should have enough runes to... let's see, let's pop that one up a little bit, and then... We've managed to get our FP up to 100. I think that's probably sufficient for now. I don't really want to go crazy with that. Instead, we'll just start working on dexterity because we got to get that up at some point. For now, let's jump over the edge. You'll notice on the left-hand side, that icon that is constantly there, basically the whole time we're in this place, has now vanished. That's because we're being invaded by Mad Tongue Albarrick. Thank you for the bow. Let's do it. Ow. Ow. Okay. I mean, technically, if that's how it's going to go... oh, no, 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 nope, nope. Okay. No. Ow. 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 Okay. This guy isn't necessarily that big a deal, but I do find him a little frustrating, and, you know, it is what it is. Actually, here, let's do this, too. Let's go ahead and just bust out some fire and see if that helps us out. Oh, yeah. I have no honor. I'm not going to wait for you to do all those things. Ow. Okay. And he doesn't care. Ow. Ow, ow. Ow and ow and ow and all the things. The thing that's annoying with him is he has really good coverage in terms of both up close and distance attacks. I mean, he's got these stupid frostbite fields he leaves everywhere, which are just obnoxious. He's going to heal in a second here. Just you wait and see. I think we're getting close to that point. Yep, there it was. Well, that's alright. He's only got one, so I'm not super concerned about him. And we'll just keep dodging. And another frostbite field. Okay. Yeah. that follow-up attack is just brutal because it just increases the range even more. Okay, yeah, you do your thing right there, that's fine. Oh, you ran out, huh? Well then here, have one of those. Because I forget about that attack, and it's really good for closing distance, but it's not really good for when he's jumping like that. The fun thing with this guy is I'm pretty sure you can circle around him, and you can backstab him if you can get behind him. Oh, I thought that was it right there. Really did. But anyway, he's not that big a deal. I just don't know how to fight him very well. I mean, clearly. So we got the Taunter's Tongue, which I'm not even sure what that is. What is that? Is it one of the communication things? Or is it something else? Where is the Taunter's Tongue? Ah, here it is. My goodness, that took me way too long to find. Taunter's Tongue, this is an item for multiplayer, lures in invaders. This allows your world to be invaded without any furled-fingered cooperators present, and it also shortens the interval between windows of opportunity for invasion. Additionally, enables the arrival of a second invader to join when a cooperator is present. With 2 invaders, the maximum number of cooperators becomes 1. There's a lot of words in there that I don't know that I care to really figure out what they all mean. Not right now, at least. Instead, let's explore this area down here, because there might be something else for us to pick up. Hello, corpse. The Cipher Pata. That's an interesting thing. If we go down here, we'll find it in our inventory. One of the weapons originating from the 2 fingers, a formless sequence of ciphers comprise its blade, and as such, no shield can repel it, deals holy damage. The furtive inscription appears to hang in the air, the language of light spoken by the 2 fingers. And it has the unique skill of unblockable blade. Imbue the cipher blade with light, then lunge forward with a sudden piercing attack. This attack cannot be blocked. You'll notice that this is a faith weapon. Like, seriously, it's only faith. So 30 faith, wow, I might be able to use it on my other character now that I think about it. My faith character might be able to try this thing out. I forgot about it. Unfortunately, it only scales on one attribute rather than 3, so that's kind of a shame, but, you know, it still might be fun to play with. I think for right now, I'll just go ahead and, I guess I didn't need to run this way, but whatever. I wanted to come back to Stormvale, and technically we're in Storm Hill now, because I'll show you where we are, and if you don't remember this spot right away, well then, here you go. You can see there's the walls of Stormvale Keep, the castle, all the stuff that we were in. This was the area that had a bunch of the golem guys all across the bridge. I mean, we have all their corpses and stuff here. And I wanted to come this way because there's this gigantic tower at the very end. And on the last one, we read a little bit about how to use a Great Rune, or to use Godrick's Great Rune, maybe said more correctly, we need to go find a tower. So I don't... Oh, hi. You were serious about that. I don't really want to fight these guys right now, because there's one at the very end right there. Okay. That has a big old bow, and I'm hoping that this will be sufficient to block the arrow. Okay. Ooh, buddy. I wasn't sure it would be. I was just hoping it was. Okay. So you are basically toast. And then we'll get one more on you, and you should be knocked down. Let's see if we can go ahead and get rid of this guy. Perfect. I don't know that I want to fight these guys if we don't need to. There's a teleporter right here. I'm just thinking there's not really anything to gain from them. They'll be worth a little bit of runes, but that's about it. I don't really see much reason beyond that. Is there anything over here? Does not look like it, so let's try the teleporter then. Yes. Sure. Okay. Wow, this is a big tower with an Erd tree right next to it, I guess. Where are we? Okay, let's maybe go... Oh, there are... Those look like storm Talon bird things. Those guys are not friendly because... Yeah. Although, you don't seem to have a lot of health. The ones I was thinking of typically take a good 2 of those kukri to get rid of them, so... Maybe it's not what I think it is, but it sure is large, right? It looks like it might be angry, so... Oh yeah, you're angry. I think you are. Now that was interesting. I inadvertently ducked under that. I was trying to crouch so that we could get that big upward swing. Inadvertently ducked it. Oh, you guys are fine. Never mind. Okay, we'll take a flight pinion. Another silver pickled fowl foot. I will gladly take that. Thank you very kindly. Works for me. Doesn't look like there's anything else out here, but we'll take a look. One of these days, I'm going to remember to buy that stupid telescope thing so we can see what we're looking at. But if I'm not mistaken, that is where we were, right? Because we started here, so I think we hit a teleporter right about here. And there's this expansive broken bridge in between. I wonder if you can get into any of those areas. I mean, just looking at the map, it's broken, it's broken, it's broken. It doesn't seem like you can, but I do wonder if you can get over there. And then there's a little bit of some sort of structure over there too. We can't really make it out through all the fog. I just wonder if we can get over there at some point. I mean, this is all just super interesting. There's something off to the left here, it looks like. We can't really see what it is. I mean, I'm guessing that's going to be... Oh, I don't know where that is. Never mind. Liurnia is back that way. I don't know what all this area is. I mean, I'm hoping that we end up there at some point, because... Man, this all looks really cool. Like, seriously, it looks really cool. Anyway, let's go to this tower. We got a couple of fires burning out in front. Lots of statues. This one's missing its head, so this place has seen some disrepair, maybe some disuse even. Looks like there's... Oh, okay. The Divine Tower of Limgrave. Is this a door we're going to open? I mean, these doors are huge. Me strong, sort of thing. I mean, just for a second, I want to run back. I apologize, but I just need to see this, because that just is kind of crazy. Like, we can't even, like, yeah, those are some very well oiled, greased, whatever doors, and that is really weird. There's like some artifact there in the middle of the door. It was like cloth dripping down or something. That was weird. Anyway, let's get inside out of the rain. Oh, wow, look at this place. Yeah, there it is again. There's, like, that's intentional. There's something in here. What is that? I guess it's supposed to be smoke or oil or something in the air. That is weird. That is very weird. That looks like a switch right there in the middle. Let's go over here first just to see if there's anything of interest. I mean, this place is crazy looking. The walls are all glittery and everything. We can't even see. Like, I want to see. We're going to end up going up. Can see that. I mean, I assume we're going up instead of down, but let's find out. And then look at this. Is that just light glittering off of them? Are they gold or bronze and shields there or something? Ooh. Oh my gosh, this is bonkers. I hope there's, not a ceiling here that we're going to crush into, because that would suck. Don't really have a lot of runes to lose, but just the same. Oh, I think we've reached our location. Wow. Okay. So I guess we're going to go out here. Looks like there's a grace. Okay. Excellent. So just out of curiosity, this is a grace right here. Divine Tower of Limgrave. So it's way out there. And again, we can see that there's stuff out here. We can see there's all sorts of stuff out there. There's what looks like a church or something in the distance. I can only assume we're going to end up there at some point. Looks like there's really only one path to follow. I am very curious. Can you get out on these ledges? I mean, it doesn't seem like there's any reason to do so, but I gotta admit, I'm curious. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes these games, I suspect these ledges you can't get out onto, but that's just a guess. Oh, this is weird. So we've got two fingers up here, and we have what looks like, I think we looked at it in inventory, right? I don't even know where it is. It's under key items, I think. We looked at the Great Rune, so yeah, because that told us to go to the Divine Tower of Limgrave. And we can see it's the same, I don't know, the same pattern that's floating around there. Sorry, I just want to take one more look to see what's around, because this is just super cool to me. Like, that right there is where we were. That last bridge piece we can see, that's where we came from. Lots of birds around over here, by the way. Okay. Let's go do whatever we're supposed to do over here. Restore the power of the Great Rune. All right. Great Rune restored. Godrick's Great Rune. Okay. So I assume that'll be under key items. A Great Rune of the Shardbearer Godrick. Its blessing raises all attributes. This Great Rune is known as the Anchor Ring, found in the center of the Elden Ring. The first demigods were the Elden Lord Godfrey and his offspring, the Golden Lineage. Interesting. So right now we have, if I'm not mistaken, we have Radagon's Scar Seal, which raises attributes, and then we also take some increased damage, but whatever, no one cares about that. But if we use the Great Rune, then we're also going to further increase our attributes. So the way we're going to do that, I have a hunch, will be through this guy. That'll be my guess. Yep, there it is, right there. Great Runes. Okay. So with the Great Rune menu, you can equip Great Runes that have had their power restored. You can use a rune arc to give even greater benefits to your equipped runes. So if we equip this guy, looks like we can only equip one rune. Before we do that, I just want to take a look here to see what we're actually going to get. So if we look right now, we're at 28 vigor, 25 dex, because we got 3 points by way of the Scar Seal. So we'll say 28 and 25. That's roughly where we're at. And then I want to go ahead and equip this because, I mean, hey, if that gives us a bonus, we'd be silly not to use it. And then let's see what that gives us right now. It doesn't look like it changed anything. It must have changed something else. I guess we have to use the rune arc. Now let's look at this. A shard of the Shattered Elden Ring grants the blessing of an equipped Great Rune upon use. Even if no Great Rune is equipped, it will slightly increase maximum HP upon use. The lower arc of the Elden Ring is held to be the basin in which its blessings pool. Perhaps this shard originates from that very arc. So we'll go ahead and use that guy. There you go. And I'm pretty sure the bars at the top moved. And there's like all sorts of buffs and bonuses and things going on now. So that gave us an additional 5 vigor and 5 dexterity. I didn't pay close enough attention to see if it gave us 5 of everything. But I know we were at 800 some odd health, and now we're at over 1,000. Because between the Scar Seal and the Great Rune, we're getting an extra 8 vigor basically. Oh, that is fantastic. So presumably, I'm going to sit intentionally because I just want to see. Let's see, where are we at? So 8 faith, so it looks like it did increase faith because faith was at 13, and I'm pretty sure the Scar Seal doesn't do that. I want to pass time right quick, just because. I want to do some experimentation just to make sure that the Great Rune is still active. I assume what it's going to be is it's going to be similar to other FromSoft games, where you're going to have this in effect until you die, and then it'll go away. And if you want to get the bonus again, you have to once again use one of the rune arts, with the sad reality being that we don't have many of them, so someone might want to go farm some. I know rats drop them because I've gotten one from a rat before, and I remember thinking that seemed like a strange thing, and it stuck in my brain. Before we wrap up for today, let's do 2 things here. I want to go back to the Stormhill Shack, and we're going to ride out and talk to the Finger Reader crone over there, because we haven't done that. So we're just going to pass right here under the bridge, and we're going to emerge on the other side. And then this is where I can also... I guess we could do it too. What the heck, we'll just do it. Because there's actually an item or 2 over here, I think. We haven't gone over here to talk to the Finger Reader crone. And I've seen it before where there are these crones. I don't know if we can pull it up on the map and see. There's one over here which we never really paid attention to. And I'm just going to take a very leisurely guess and say that they're in a variety of places, but let's talk with her.
Please, I can read them. Your fingers, please, your fingers.
Okay.
Oh, bless you. Head to the foundation of gold, Tarnished. Traverse Rhea Lucaria, glintstone eventide, and reunite the half crescents at the grand lift. Oh, but the bridge is collapsed and cannot be crossed. Only, why should that matter? Stormvale Castle still stands tall.
So I don't even know how to begin to interpret all that stuff. Rhea Lucaria, got that. Reunite the halves at the Grand Lift, or something. That makes me think of this guy. The Dectus medallion, brandishing the medallion with both halves conjured, will activate the Grand Lift of Dectus, connecting the Altus Plateau to Liurnia. That sounds like maybe what she said. The right half is said to reside in Fort Faroth in the Dragon Barrow, far to the east. Well, I don't know that we're going to be there anytime soon. Let's see what this guy has. Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 7. Well, let's see. What do we have here? What does that get us? Nomadic Warriors Cookbook 7. Soft cotton, stanching boluses, and the rainbow stone arrow. There's a path down here that we can follow, and we'll just go ahead and take it on down. Now, the kind of fun part about this, I've actually done this before, and I don't feel like this is really spoiling anything, but it's going to take us to a place where we've already been, and it's kind of, I guess you can kind of think of it as an alternate way to get there if you don't, or maybe can't, get through the way we did. And this is one of those things with these games where, I mean, especially if you've never played any of these before, and when I am talking about these, I mean specifically FromSoft games. Got some wolves right here. How you doing? Oh yeah, one shot kill. Nice. FromSoft games are a whole different thing from many other games, many other developers, etc. Stop that. So it's just, you know, it's one of those things where they kind of are what they are. They're tough. I mean, we're going through at a pretty good clip, and that's in part because we've been taking our time and really leveling up along the way. I mean, I don't know that we're necessarily like super over leveled, but we've definitely increased all of our weapons and stats and everything very well. So the thing I wanted to point out is this basically just took us to where we emerged at the end of the last one. So if you can't get through Stormvale, you can actually get to Liurnia a different way. And there might be perfectly good reasons to do that because, for instance, you want to go collect a bunch of items that are going to increase your flask potency or the number of uses that you get out of it. And that's a fantastic way to do it, is to kind of bypass, quote-unquote, the traditional path of the game. Because it is an open-world game, and you can more or less do whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. These guys are super-duper annoying. And I need to get this guy before he gets up again. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. And what do you have for us? The Academy Scroll. Let's see, this should be under here, I think. Scroll of Academy of Rea Lucaria can be given to a learned sorcerer to gain access to the following sorceries: Great Glintstone Shard and Swift Glintstone Shard. So, kind of the same spell, just two different ways. Let's go into what looks like a little church, cathedral type thing here. See what we got going on. The Church of Erith. And looks like we have a sacred tear right here. Yes, please. And, oh, hello there. You look like you're maybe sad or something.
You're tarnished, aren't you? Then perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Rea Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
That sounds fair. 10 runes for some knowledge. That's a good trade.
Well, bless you, bless you. You're a true saint. My name is Tobes. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries as promised, only none of them are particularly great. Apologies, friend. I'm afraid my meager sorceries are no match for your generosity. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place. That should help a bit. You've seen that structure to the north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Rea Lucaria, where we study glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning.
I mean, that kind of sucks for him.
Why not find yourself a glintstone key? Without one, you can't pass through the Academy, and you'll never reach the Erdtree capital. And if you find an extra glintstone key, perhaps, once you've tied up all your loose ends, and I can be very patient, would you consider donating it to me? I know it. I'm a bluntstone. Nary a hint of talent for sorcery. But still, my place is at the Academy.
I mean, that kind of sucks. He basically just wants to get home.
You've taken an apprenticeship with Talon. Well, that is something. Talon was well known. The most promising sorceress in the history of the Academy. I followed her at school. But there may as well have been an ocean between us. But Talon was expelled from the Academy, accused of unthinkable treatment of certain sorcerers, under the name of the Graven Witch. I still don't believe the accusations. The illustrious Talon would never do such things.
I mean, maybe. So he's got a Glintstone Pebble, Glintstone Arc, and Starlight. I mean, we're not really... I mean, I guess technically, so long as we're rocking the Great Rune, I think we have enough intelligence to cast them. That's super interesting to me. I don't think I necessarily intend to go that way, but I mean, I guess we shouldn't ignore the potential of some sort of beneficial spell or component or something. So, I don't know. I mean, not going to worry about it right this second. Let's go over here, and we're going to check one more area, and then we're really just kind of setting ourselves up for starting to wander around this area and do some of the things we did before. Namely, we're going to have to, you know, find some various places to go, all the things. This guy's a little bigger than some of the other ones that we have been facing. Don't kill me right away. I'm going to feel like a total idiot if you do that, so let's not do that. Hi. Oh my gosh. I mean, come on, buddy. I know how to kill this guy, I promise. Okay. The problem here is these other guys. Oops. That was a free hit right there I just completely ignored. Okay. Can I get rid of this guy, maybe? No. Okay. I mean, this is where some of those sorcery spells might be good because, you know, then we could potentially get rid of these guys. Okay, now it's a fair fight. Bring it on, good sir. I wonder if I can backstab you. Yeah, okay. Not that big a deal. He seems to have lost his head. And then it came back. And no. Not going to let it come back yet again. So we got a warming stone. 3 of them, to be precise. Have we found those yet? Let's see, where are those guys? Okay, yeah, we found some. Okay, that's what I thought. So, before we run along here, let's just kind of make sure there's nothing else like behind here. And then I wanted to take just a moment, since Tobes kind of pointed it out, to the north somewhere. I don't know, I don't think we can really truly see. I don't think it's right there. I think it's a little more that way, is where Raya Lucaria is. We're going to end up in a lot of these places. There's an Erd tree kind of up the way there to the northwest. I think we'll end up there at some point. I mean, that's, you know, that seems like a pretty fair guess. Basically, there's a lot of stuff out here. It's going to be a minute. Expect to spend several episodes out here. I mean, I don't even know where we are right now. Is this 20? This might be episode 20. It took basically 19 of them to get out of Limgrave, so I'm not going to be surprised if it takes, I don't know, a solid 10 or 15 maybe to get out of this area. I mean, honestly and truly, I don't know. We're starting to get into some of the stuff. I've done some of this, I haven't done all of it, and it's kind of funny because I've mentioned before playing with some friends, and we're kind of going along at a clip and doing stuff, and this playthrough has been far, far more complete. And I say that without trying to say that this has been complete, because I know for a fact it has not been, not at all. So it's interesting. Some of the stuff will be new to me, some of it won't, but I will do my best not to spoil it for you. And I would ask that you do the same for me. We will rejoin on the next one as we finally start to go explore Liurnia of the Lakes. Catch you all until then. Thanks for watching. See you later.